What's up, and welcome to the Conjecturing Podcast. I'm your host, Laura, and joining me today we've got Rob.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Everything's normal right now.
And we've got Greg.
I'm sorry. Are we starting now?
I didn't know. I was in his own transformation at the moment.
Yeah, I think he was making out with himself.
I was together with myself.
Yeah, I know. Wow, it's pretty passionate, dude. Pretty passionate.
Yeah,
dude.
hey, if you don't love yourself, who else is gonna love you?
Yeah, that's true. That's true, man. That's true.
Oh my god, that was so funny. So yeah, we are doing 2025s together with Dave Franco and Allison Brie.
Another new movie. Another new movie in the theater. Crazy.
Movie.
We're on a roll right now. We're on a roll.
2025 is just killing it.
Yeah, good year.
It's been a good year. 2024 was a really good year too, though.
That's true.
But yeah, wow. We've got, Greg, like you said last time, we got some bangers.
Yeah.
So,
definitely people are banging.
Let's get into it. There are a lot of people banging. We got to come up with a new word for it, I think.
Yeah.
What's past banging? Even more bang.
I think smashing is
Smashing.
getting stuck.
Yeah. Oof. Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into it. Before we get into the plot of this movie, this was written and directed by Michael Shanks. This was his directorial debut. So that's pretty impressive, actually.
That's pretty good.
And yeah, stars Dave Franco and Allison Brie, who are married in real life. I love them both so much.
I kind of do too. Like all the publicity they were doing for this movie was like super funny and like cool. And
yes.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of biased in this movie because I do really like them.
You could feel the vibe throughout the movie that they've got that like chemistry between them.
Yeah. This particular story probably doesn't work unless you are married and you're both actors and both good and have like done other horror movies before, which they have. I just feel like that chemistry, no one, I don't think anyone could have done this.
Yeah.
They were perfect.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah.
Yeah, especially given like the circumstances and like the content of the movie, to be able to like still feel committed to each other. That's that's powerful.
Yeah. Oh man, but Rob, you're right. Like all of the publicity that they've been,
Did you guys see that one video they posted where they like were coming out of like a workout together? They were like working out together, and she had like her sweaty rag and she like threw it to him, and he like took it and wrung it out in his mouth. And drank it. I don't know if that was strictly for publicity, if that's something they normally do. I don't know, but it just seemed very much like a thing for this movie. Like
that's
being
love,
like,
man.
I'm so into you, I'm gonna fucking drink your sweat watered rag. Like it was crazy. Yeah.
I did see an interview where they were rolling these like dice, and then it would say like lick ear. And then, or tongue ear, and then she would have to, no, it was tongue eye. Ooh. And she licked his eye while they answered the interview question.
Wow, that's fucking crazy.
They did like 3 of those.
We're convinced that these two are like super ultra freaky at home, right? Like there's no question.
Oh yeah.
I guess
they're up in each other's. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. They're really getting under the skin. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
There you go.
Well, let's get into it. So this movie opens, we see a search party. They're searching the woods at night. They're calling out the names of these like 2 people who have gone missing. And while they're searching, we see there's 2 search dogs. And they end up in like this strange underground cave. Where there's like a, like a pool of water down there, and the dogs are drinking the water. And then all of a sudden they're out of the cave, and we see these dogs acting hella strange. They are like standing right in front of each other, staring at each other, and they're panting and breathing like so rapid fast. So scene moves on, like the search for that night is over, obviously. And we're back at where the dogs are, at the owner's home of the 2 dogs. And he's like awoken because he hears all these weird, yucky sounds. Like he hears the dogs like whimpering and whining, but he also hears some like other sounds.
Yeah, and I think the daughter is like, Dad, like whatever, like go check it out or something like that. Yeah.
Yes. So he goes outside where there's an outdoor kennel, and he puts up his flashlight, and in what he sees is the 2 dogs are like fusing together.
Yeah.
Very much very like briefly. The Thing.
Yeah. Very much.
Greg, like I love that you called that out, because that was the first thing I thought when I saw that scene.
Oh, I had to message you and be like, I'm eating a gooey, cheesy quesadilla, with these two tortillas with just like strings of cheese, like. And I just saw that scene. Should I stop eating and finish this movie or what?
Yeah.
And you were like, you might be okay, but to be on the safe side, put it back in the fridge.
I think I would have doubled down, dude. I would have doubled down and went mozzarella sticks next and shit like that.
Oh no. Oh my god, it's so gross.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was the opening scene of this movie. So now
it's like, can we just say like really fast, like what a cool open. I really like horror movies when they give you something horrific and creepy in the opening of a movie, because it just sets you up to be like, oh, like this is eventually what we're gonna end up seeing, something like this. There's some movies that don't do that. They try to slow burn it without showing something in the beginning, and it's just kind of like boring.
Yeah.
But if you show something right away in the opening that's horrific, you can slow burn it all you want because you've already established, oh, we're gonna see some fucked up shit. Just wait, guys. So I really love that, I mean, aside from people who don't like to see animals die in movies and stuff like that, I mean, this is kind of like a grayish area. Like, technically, I mean, are they dying? Are they
are they dying?
Are they, you know what I mean? Like, are they living their best life now? I don't know, but we'll get into it. We'll get into it.
I think what the point that I pull from that is like, they're not taking the easy way would have been like, look, we're going to slow roll like the plot for the next hour. Right. But instead of doing that, they're like telling you, like they're cutting to the chase. Like, this might be one of the most horrifying things you're going to see. And like, let's figure out how we get there from nothing. So I like that. It's like, it's the writing's not lazy. It's just it's straight up.
Yeah. Cause everything I've heard going into this movie, which I went in like pretty blind, was just everybody saying like, this is modern body horror. And everybody, that's all I kept seeing. This is modern body horror. So I'm like, okay, shit. That kind of starts you off with like something in your head to start this movie. And then you have the opening with the dogs.
Yeah.
Like, all right, we're there. Then okay, all right.
That's what we're expecting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so the next scene takes us to meeting our main characters, Millie, played by Allison Brie, and Tim, played by Dave Franco. And they live in the city. I forget what city. They live in a city. Yeah, and I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It
could be New York. It could be, it could be a billion different cities. I have no idea. I don't know if they say exactly.
Yeah. And we learned that Millie, she's a teacher. She's gotten a job to teach out in like the countryside. And so her and Tim, her boyfriend, are going to move. And so they're having a going away party with like all of their friends. And we kind of learned through conversations happening at this going away party that Tim he's a musician and he's kind of like faltered there. He's been really depressed because he's lost both of his parents somewhat recently. And so, he's kind of talking to his friends and worried about the move a little bit, but he's going to go with her because he loves her. They've been together a really long time. And at this party, Millie decides to propose to Tim in front of all of their friends.
Definitely, yeah. They're having the going away party, and they're kind of giving speeches about like new beginnings and like we're gonna do this and we're gonna spend the rest of our lives together and this and that. And then Dave Franco's character is kind of like saying like, oh, it's like the family I have now and this and that, kind of like alluding to like he doesn't have like a certain part of his family which is gone now. And then like everybody is like reacting to something in the background, like something's happening. And he turns around and Allison Brie is like down on a knee, like with her like hands cusped, and she like opens her hands like she's gonna, like she has a ring or something like that. She doesn't have a ring, but and his reaction is probably not what she wanted.
Yeah.
His reaction.
That scene was so hard to watch, like all the friends making like making noises. Oh, I did not like that.
Yeah. It was
By the way, do you guys like, so whose fault is it for this cringiness? Like, I get where she's coming from, but I also like, they've been dating a while. They make it that apparent, but you also have to understand, like, I don't know, like you don't have to understand it, but I get the feeling like she feels more established in her career. He's been trying to make it work, hasn't made it happen. So by default, he's like following her lead with things. So like, and not to mention that it's more conventional and traditional for like men to like propose to women. So like, did she think it was going to go over well? Like, what are you thinking in that moment?
Yeah, I don't know. It's like a 50-50 thing. Like you're really taking a chance doing this. Like, and I don't know how my thing is like, if you're not 100% sure how this is going to go, don't do this. And I don't know how, through everything that's been going on with him and like their relationship and this and that, how she could even be close to 70%. So, I mean, maybe she didn't think it was going to be that bad, but yeah, his reaction is pretty much just like plain face. Like, are you joking right now? Like, are you serious?
Like, he seems to be like a very easygoing person, but even easygoing people have their sensitive spots. And you could tell this was like a sensitive spot to him.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah, so he pretty much, he pauses and he's just like, are you joking? And he's like, oh, of course, yes. You know, like, oh, yes, I'll marry you. And then, like, there's, like, the slow fucking clap, which is really brutal. Yeah. Like, just, like, adding, like, a dagger to everything of, like, the slow clap of, like, yay. It was, like, it was really fucking awkward.
That was a tough scene. I'm glad that there weren't any other scenes like that.
That was the grossest scene to me in the whole movie.
That was the
grossest scene.
I wanted to throw up.
Oh, God. All right, so that night, obviously Millie is like mad at Tim, and Tim is like apologizing left and right, and they're in bed, and so he falls asleep, and he has this.
This is fucking crazy.
Oh my God, this got me. Yeah, he has this nightmare where he envisions like this creepy woman next to like a dead person.
Yeah,
that right? It's been a little while now.
Yeah, because they're in bed together, and they're like laying there, and then he like rolls over to go to sleep, and then she's talking, and she's saying like something like, you whatever, you don't satisfy me, or your life isn't fulfilled, or everybody knows that, or something like that. And he's like, what? And he's like, why are you saying this? And then she's like, whatever. And then she says something like, oh, can you tell them to leave? And then he's like, who? He's like, who? And she's like, I don't like when they watch us sleep, or something like that. And then he like looks over, and then it pans to, like you said, Laura, like this view of like some lady with like crazy hair, and her face looks like a lot of makeup is smeared on it. And there's like a blue like hue going on. I mean the visuals in this movie are really great. Directing, cinematography, the lighting they use in a lot of different shots of like using like a single blue bulb or an orange bulb or a red bulb, like illuminating things is really great. She has like a blue purplish hue on her. And that kind of pans back to him again, and his face has the same hue on it, and it's just like, and then he almost like a child like takes the blankets and puts them slowly over his head. And then you have like, I love this shot in movies, it's in like I think Ringu and stuff like that, where like a face comes out of the underneath the blankets. So he puts it over his head, and you're seeing the view from him, the blankets go over, and it's dark below his waist, and then just this face just slowly comes out, like this woman's face, and has like yellowish eyes, and it's just like smiling. So fucking creepy.
So creepy.
Great jump scare to set kind of like these characters off.
Yeah, that was the jump scare, I think.
Yeah, then he just like awakens from his sleep being like, oh, like that, you know? Right. Oh my God. Did you like that scene, Greg, that shot?
Oh yeah, that totally got me. Like, the thing is I knew, like, we've seen them do similar shots like that in other movies, but like when they have that blank space and you expect it to be filled up, it still got me.
It always gets you no matter what. Yeah. It's a great jump scare. Yeah.
It's a good scene. So now we're at move-in day. They're moving into their new house in the country. And as they're moving in, Tim smells something kind of funky. And so he
real fast, can I say?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if this, are they moving into the parents' home? Is this the parents' home that they died in, or is this just a home they bought?
No, yeah, because I think there's something with this neighborhood. So like that, it's not his parents' house.
I wasn't sure. I wasn't 100% sure. Okay, I watched this like 4 times, guys, but I still wasn't 100% sure whose house this was or whatever. You know,
I've watched it 4 times. What's the title of this movie?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. So he smells something weird. And he pinpoints that it's coming from like a light fixture up in the ceiling. And so he's like taking it down. And then he thinks he sees just like a dead rat. So he goes to pull the dead rat down. And then all of a sudden it starts making noises like it's still kind of alive. And he freaks out because as he pulls it all out, he realizes that there's a few of them and they're kind of like stuck together.
Yeah.
So just now we're getting like, we definitely know what this movie's about, right? I mean, like the dogs are stuck together, the rats are stuck together. So I will say, like, I definitely knew what to expect. I knew what I was getting from this movie, obviously, from the beginning. I think that that's a negative for a lot of people, though. Did you guys, like, when you guys had seen like the dogs and the rats, were you kind of like, oh, okay?
Well,
Yeah, go for it, Greg.
Yeah, I mean, like I was grossed out, like, but I'm aware of this phenomenon. I don't know. Have you guys heard of the Rat King?
Mm-mm.
So it's like it's actually like a phenomenon in nature where like rats or like mice, they become like intertwined or like entangled or bound together in some way. It's basically like either their hair or their tails suddenly get like stuck together by like, like excrement or whatever, and they just but like they just a group of them get stuck that way. So like I know that's an actual thing that happens in reality. So it didn't feel like they were like trolling us, but it did feel gross. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
I got the willies, like, because the way again, and maybe this is part of how they ratchet up the like the disgust feel that you feel watching this movie. But he reaches up and pulls a chandelier off of the ceiling, and he just sticks his raw hand into the hole.
That was nasty. Yeah.
Oh,
and pulls out like the Rat King nest. Like,
I wouldn't have done that.
Fuck does that?
I would have got tongs or something, or
I wouldn't have
like
even
a screwdriver.
got up
I
there.
wouldn't have done it. Yeah.
You would have just called it.
That's what exterminators are for.
Yeah, I guess
right.
that's true. Yeah. I guess that's true. Mm-hmm.
Trying to get
Like-
closer to the camera. So
Like, like you guys heard earlier, a spider descended from my ceiling in the middle of our recording.
Oh,
Like I
yeah.
killed it.
That's
I'll
funny.
handle that. I'm not pulling a Rat King out of my ceiling, guys. Like,
Yeah.
come on.
That's crazy. Yeah.
That's horrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So meanwhile, like Millie has started her new job. She's made a friend at her new job. It's like this other guy that lives in her same neighborhood or whatever. And she's pretty close to him immediately. Like she's already telling him about her situationship with Tim or whatever.
Her man boy. She
So
calls
he's
him
in-
a man
yeah.
boy.
Boy partner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it's the weekend now, and Tim is like, I really want to go on a hike. There's like hiking near our new house or whatever. And so they're on this hike and they're totally getting lost. And it starts to rain, really. It's like storming. And they actually fall into the cave. And it's the same cave from the very beginning of the movie.
Yeah. It's my
And because
background.
it's
There they are.
raining,
See?
yes.
Nice.
Oh,
There they are in the cave.
It's really
Yep.
bugging me that I'm blurry. Hello. Hello.
Are you clear
Good
now?
luck
Wait.
editing this, Rob.
No, I'm leaving it in. Have fun. Everybody can see your big head. There you
You
go.
have a big
There you
head.
go. All right. Yeah.
Okay, so they're in this cave, and because it's raining so hard, they cannot get out. So they decide to camp there for the night. And Tim, I mean, they're thirsty. They're like out of water. So here Tim goes. He's drinking the water right away.
Okay, so this
Here
is
we
like
go.
this is like one of the only things in this
is
movie I would say
nuts.
is fucking stupid as hell. Like they make a joke of being like, "Oh, I watched Man vs. Wild and shit." It's like I know how to do this, and she's like, "You weren't watching, closely enough. I watched it, But like, I mean, everybody knows you don't fucking drink just random water like anywhere. To be honest with you. My big thing is like, especially when you have fresh water pouring from behind you.
Right.
All the
Oh my
water
God,
falling
yeah.
down from the ceiling, that is totally drinkable.
It's rain. Drink
That's
the
rain.
rain.
It's filtered through grass and dirt. It's right there. It's falling behind you. Why would you drink
Right.
something from not even just a pool of water on the ground? The ground is like caving in with like roots, and it looks like a
Yeah.
demon's
Yeah.
butthole. Like it's fucking it's like it's not just a pool. It looks
Oh my
insane. So the fact that you would choose to drink that, I know it's for the movie, they have to, but in that moment, I was just like, why are you not drinking the fresh water?
Like,
it's right behind you.
I feel like they tried it. There were a few moments where they tried to show that, like, they infantilize him a lot in this movie. Like they make him show they demonstrate he's like not a quote unquote man's man. He doesn't know like household, like, how to repair stuff. Like he had his dad's tool bag. He didn't know what any of the tools were.
Yeah.
There was that moment where they're hiking, and then I thought it was kind of funny where he was like, he pulls out his phone, not an actual compass, and he's like, "Oh, okay, that was north." And then she goes, "Well, what do we do with that?" And he's like, "I don't know. I thought it'd be helpful." Like, so he's clearly like not an outdoorsman. So I think they tried to explain that away by showing like
wouldn't know that.
he would know that not to drink. But like, I think still, if you're the worst outdoorsman, you're right, Rob. The line gets drawn with ingesting water that you pull from like
Yeah,
some natural.
just
Like,
dumb.
if I'm like maybe like at a glacier, I may pull water out of
Maybe.
that. Like,
Yeah.
but outside of that, hell no, that's wild.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty crazy. But I get it. For the movie, they got to do it. So whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you suspend disbelief in movies, and I was just like, whatever, it's fine.
Yeah.
It didn't bug me. It didn't bug me that much. It was just like, whatever.
It's more. It's just that moment that we get in a lot of horror movies where someone does something and you're just shaking your head like, oh, this is how it starts. This is your fault. Yeah.
There may be people out there that were just like, this movie sucks because of that. I don't know, but for me, I'm just like, I didn't care for it, but it doesn't ruin the movie at all for me. I really didn't.
Yeah.
Right. So they drink it.
Yeah, so this scene's important because he's talking a lot about, he's giving us an inside look into what happened to his parents. Not fully, but, she asks him, like, how did you know that, like, the dead rat was going to be up there? And he mentions, like, the story about how his dad was, like, actually, I don't really remember this part. But
he was saying that anyway, he was cleaning his dad was, like, trying to go through his room, and he's like, what's that smell? And he couldn't smell it because he lived in it. And he came home one day and his dad, like, found, basically the idea is like his dad unscrewed the light fixture, and what he found out was that anytime he turned on the light to his room, he was cooking this dead rat carcass. But the fact that he lived in it, I think this is probably tied into the theme somehow of the story, but I don't know how.
It is.
Because he lived in it.
With his parents too, right. And then it comes into play because the same thing happened with his parents when his dad died. His mom was just in the room with his decaying father. So he falls asleep in this cave after they've been talking about this, and weird shit's starting to go down. And he's having like these nightmare visions of that scene playing out in his head with like his dead, decaying dad and the mom in the room, just like probably just not even smelling it. And she's mentally unwell, which they allude to. And then also, I don't know if this is part of the nightmare, if this was really happening, but he wakes up at one point and Millie is doing the same type of breathing that like the dogs were doing, like the just fast, like, which freaked me out.
I took this scene, what you're talking about, Laura, is he wakes up in the middle of the night. We don't know if this is a dream or not. I think it's a dream. Yeah. And he looks like he's having a panic attack. He's trying to like breathe. He's hyperventilating a bit, but like as he's breathing, when he breathes out, like the cave is like breathing on him back. So it's like they're intertwining, like the cave and him. And so like then he starts taking deeper breaths, and then the cave starts like expanding. And so the cave is following his breathing pattern, almost like his lungs. So he's taking these big breaths, but then he looks over at the same time. The way I took this was like he is taking all the oxygen. And then he looks over at her and she can't breathe.
Shit.
This whole movie is about two becoming one, sharing everything together. And so like in this moment, that's what I took it as, was like he's taking all the air and he's leaving no air for her. So you pan over to her and her eyes are just kind of bugging out and she's just like like she can't breathe. That's what I took it as.
Oh my God, I did not put that together, but that's amazing.
4 times. Seen it 4 times, so I nailed it.
Dang, dude.
Yeah, but it's a creepy scene. It's a good cut scene over to her face and just like really like crazy looking face, and the way she's breathing is insane. Yeah. So they make it through the night. They wake up, and when they wake up in the morning, Rain's gone. They go to get up, and each of them have a leg that is like stuck together, and they just assume that there's like a weird substance or like a fungus or something on it. And so they have to pull their legs apart, and the sound effects,
bleeding.
Just like 2 tortillas on a quesadilla. I'm telling you, just taking it apart, just worst timing.
No, I can see that thing. I can see that. Yeah, the sound design is really good in this movie. Like I said, going back to the breathing scene, the sound design is really cool. But when they're pulling apart and it's like a tearing, but like a sticking sound, it's really good. Yeah, so they pull themselves apart, their legs apart, and it actually leaves almost like a scar or like a almost like a burn or a cut. It's kind of hard to detail, but
that's happened to me before. Has that ever happened to you guys?
Wait a second now. What's going on?
With another person.
I need specificity on this, please.
Laura was in a cave.
No, like summertime, I went out to a restaurant. I sat in a leather seat. I was wearing shorts, and so my skin was exposed to like the leather seat, and it was summertime. It was really hot, so like of course I'm sweating. And when I went to get up, I stood up really fast. It ripped my skin off, and I had like a burn. It was like it stung really bad, and I could see my skin left on the chair.
Did you
and it left like a burn, like a pink burn.
Did you want to like have sex with the chair now, or like? Did you want to grind on the chair? Do you want to grind on it? My pony playing in the background? Nothing?
Oh my gosh, no.
No? Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, you're probably okay then. You're probably okay then. All right.
So anyway, I to that note, I thought that they were pretty spot on with how it looked and sounded, and
Yeah, so anyway, this is the first like kind of real life weird thing that's happened. Other than this has been dreams and visions. Yeah. Like this is the first weird thing we're like, wow, that's fucking weird. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're able to get out now. It's not raining anymore. They're able to climb out and they're able to go home. And
we do have to say first, real fast, because it's going to come back later on. When they got lost in the woods, there's a trail that she's like, don't go. I don't think we can go that way. And he looks up and sees like a bell. There's like a bell in the woods, and it has kind of like a circular pattern on it, I guess. I don't know exactly. It almost looks like a really long question-ish mark. And so like they start following the bells, and that leaves with the hole. We just have to like say that because later on that bell and that visual is going to come back into play. So
right.
So they're out. Yeah. They're back home now.
Yeah. So now they're home, and Tim starts to experience the weird stuff first, right? Probably because he drank the water.
I think he drank first. Probably more too. Yeah.
Yeah. So he starts to experience these weird episodes where he is like physically drawn to her. And so the first scene we really see with that is Millie's the only driver. He doesn't drive. And she gets in her car to drive to work, and he's taking a shower. And as she's like turning out of the driveway, getting on the road, he almost like blacks out, like his eyes go back, and he starts moving in the shower in the same directions that the car is moving. So like she turned like right.
Pulled.
Yeah, then he gets pulled right and like slams into the shower. And I mean, he's like bleeding from his head because this is hurting him. And so, yeah, that was fucking cool. I really like that scene.
It's a really cool scene. I really like the part where he's, flopping around in the shower, and then it kind of just stops with him being like forehead into the tile, and then it's vibrating so hard his head is breaking through the tile. That was fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah.
What did you think of that scene, Greg?
Yeah, no, that was good. Like at this point, you're like, clearly there's something happening. The movie's called Together, so there's something happening about them needing to be together. Like, what is that link? But it gives you enough to know that that's where we're headed, but like not enough to know like what the hell is going on.
Yeah, right. So now we're like, she's home. It's later on that evening, and then that same coworker that she met at work, his name is Jamie. He shows up at their house because he had said, "Oh, I'm a neighbor. I know exactly where that house is." And so he's there that evening, and he's just like, "Oh, I'm just here to welcome you guys to the neighborhood." And Millie's like, "Oh, why don't you come in for dinner?" So they're sitting down, they're having wine, they're having dinner, and they're telling him about the cave, like the hike and like what happened to them in this cave. And Jamie explains to them that the cave, it literally caved in. It was like a church, like an old New Age church that had like a cult. And so that caved in. So that's why, because I didn't notice it the first time, but when he goes back to the cave, you can see the pews.
The pews and stuff,
right.
Yeah, I don't know if you could see it the first time. Or maybe
I don't think you could see it the first time. The first time
you saw wood.
He just kicks wood, and it's like he splinters it for a fire, but I don't think enough in the beginning to know what it was,
Yeah, so like he's got some information. You're like, okay, there's something, I don't know if it's like with the neighborhood or like what, but Jamie.
You were suspicious already?
Yeah.
Of him? I wasn't at all.
Because this is one of those movies where like there's not a lot of characters.
That's true.
There's
like
in the middle of nowhere.
There's literally 3 characters. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, outside of like the friends that they had in the beginning. So like, all right, this guy's.
Well, I was suspicious in probably an opposite way. Like I thought that this dude was trying to get in on the action. Like, so obviously, like he was like way too chummy with her at the school. Like when he showed up to the house, he kind of invited himself in. He tried to pour her a drink. And like he disrespected our boy here by calling him the boy partner. He gave her a goodbye hug, like all these things, and she kind of made it worse by like almost embarrassing him and saying, "Hey, he can't even drive. He's like 30 something." So you feel like this guy is kind of coming in to home wreck and like drive a wedge between them to get to her. But like I feel like that was probably a red herring in its own way.
Really? Well, because Dave Franco's character Tim, he thinks the same thing. I mean, he leaves and he's clearly jealous and is like, I think Jamie likes you.
Right.
And, you know, in his jealousy, he passionately like kisses her. And that's where you have another like stuck together scene where they kiss, they're making out, and then they go to pull apart and their lips are stuck together.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, he's like freaking out by all these things at this point, but she's just like, what the fuck? Like, did you bite my lip? Like, what'd you do? You know, she's not thinking anything of it.
Yeah, she hasn't
So
really
another
experienced
just
anything
like
yet.
crazy prosthetic scene where it just looks like their lips are like you said, like a gooey. Now that's all I can see is a gooey quesadilla. That's so gross.
That's funny. Yeah, yeah. Because I can't remember if after this scene is when he goes to the psychiatrist, and starts telling him about
later,
or it might be later. I'm not sure about that. And they pretty much prescribe him like a muscle relaxer for everything because he's like, I don't know what's going on and shit like that.
They think he's having panic attacks. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But he does decide, like, he gets invited to do a gig back in the city, and he's like, okay, like, I guess I'll go. And so she drops him off at the train station, and he's, like, planning on going, even though he's not really doing well. But sure enough, she goes to drive away.
Wait, I think we have to, you're missing a really big jump scare, I think. So I think that night after they had the kissing scene is the scene where they're in bed together and he's, like, ingesting her hair.
Oh, right. Which is later. I thought that was later.
I don't think so. I think this is then. I think it's
that comes before he tries to split.
Yeah, I think so. I think it is that night.
It was so gross.
Because in the morning she's in the morning she's like, "Are you sure you still want to go? Like, what happened last night?" You know. So after they have the kissing scene, they go to bed, and she's like laying in bed, or she's laying in bed and. She's like rolling over to one side and she's like, oh, you're on my hair. And then she goes to turn over and like, you hear something, like this, like, it's almost like a scratching / like pulling noise. And then she turns over and then she's like, ow, ow, ow. And then she flips on a light switch and all you see is like his face, very similar to her in the cave, eyes kind of bugging out, and her hair is inside his mouth, like in a rope almost, and it's slowly going in deeper and deeper. And he's just like, and he can't like breathe. And so she's like freaking out. And then I think she screams or hits him and he starts to wake up. And then it's like a tug of war, like trying to get this hair out of her throat, which you start to realize it's like sticking inside his throat. Right. So he like has to yank it out of his throat, and then, you know, she's like, "Oh, what the fuck?" You know, blah blah blah. You know what? It's a super eerie, creepy, weird scene.
Yeah, that shit always gets me. There like are multiple movies where there's something like that. There's just something about like your throat and pulling things out that I am like, I hate. I remember the first time I saw The Ring. There's a very prominent scene where she's like pulling the wires out.
Ooh, right.
That really got me. Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah. And the component of hair. There's something.
Yeah, and the fact that it's hair.
And like, I mean, like hair by its own is fine, but like when you mix it with like anything else, literally anything else, it's just like, ugh. That's so gross.
It's a fucked up scene. Yeah, it's a fucked up scene. Yeah,
because
then you're to the next morning and they're waking up and he has to go to the train station for the gig.
Yeah, and that's why it's so weird between
That's why
them.
She's like, why are you going? Like literally, what happened last night? And he's like, I don't know. He's like, I told you. Yeah, you know, whatever. But yeah, so now you can keep going, Laura. He's at the train station. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's at the train station. She goes to drive away, and sure enough, like he starts to have another quote unquote episode. She's driving away, and so he's like. Leaves all his shit and is just like dragging himself to her work where she is. Mm-hmm. Oh my god!
Now we're coming to the fun scene.
I know. I mean, you guys want me to keep going, or do you guys want to talk about this scene?
Is this the climax of the movie or what?
Ooh, they definitely climaxed.
It's the climax, Laura.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It's up to you, Laura. You can do it, Laura. Go for it. Laura. I want to hear. See what you remember.
Yeah. Yeah, so she's pissed that he shows up at her work. And so she pulls him into like the boys' restroom because it's right there or whatever. And she's so pissed. And it ends up turning into like anger / passion. And they get into a stall and they start having sex, right? I mean, we kind of assume that they haven't had sex in a really long time, so it's just
there's multiple scenes where she's like, fucking, why don't you fuck me, or like why haven't we had sex for a long time? Or there's a scene in the beginning where like they go to have sex after the party and she's like on top of him and he's like, oh, I think I drank too much, and you could tell that she's kind of like, oh, fuck this again. It seems like ever since his parents like death and everything that happened, like he's kind of just like checked out, that's what it seems like. So this is the first time that they've like been intimate. I don't know by how long, but at least months.
Right.
Yeah, so they're going
so
at
they
it, so
they have sex like successfully,
right? Pretty passionate,
feeling good. I mean, even after they're still like together.
Yeah.
And
I had half a chub going. Yeah.
I knew you were going to say that.
You know me, Laura. You know me. Yeah.
So now's the part where he needs to.
Wait, I gotta ask you guys. Like, are you? Where do you guys stand on like the bathroom stall, like doing it, like
at a school?
Right. No. Well, yeah, not at a school. Not at a school.
Never at a school.
I think like
in my opinion, like
that bathroom needs to be like pristine as fuck to get it on. Like otherwise, it's like, I don't know. There's something about it. I'm just like not digging it.
Yeah, I'm not like definitely not a public sex person at all, to be honest with you.
But
I've done like in cars, but like that's about it.
But I mean, what about when you guys were in your like early 20s? You know what I mean?
That's what I'm talking about. Like, I've done it like in cars. Like I've never done it like in a public place before.
Okay.
Oh, Laura, where have you been? Where have you been, Laura? Oh, yeah, didn't you tell a story a long time ago? You did it like a soccer goal or something like that.
Okay.
Anyway, I think like the crazier the location and like the more like urgency there is, like, hey, you might get caught. Like the kind of like it adds to the danger and like the hotness of it, but like at the same time, like, man, they're in like a boys' bathroom at a school.
Yeah, I mean, not great. Not fucking
it's a no-go.
And so the other problem too is that a little boy goes to walk into the bathroom and like sees there's something going on. And
they see the feet. So,
he goes and gets Jamie to like tell him something's going on. But it's time for them to pull apart. And when he starts to try to pull out of her, he can't, because he is stuck inside. And now they're both freaking out, and they both pull, and
it's fucking crazy, dude. It's fucking crazy.
And we get a great prosthetic shot of not Dave Franco's.
You don't think that was real? You don't think that was real, Dave Franco?
It's not real, because I actually read something. I'm going to read it to you guys.
Laura was Googling this. Okay.
She's like, zoom in, enhance.
So Michael Shank, he's, writer-director. His partner worked for a sex toy company, and he supplied free lifelike prop genitalia for use in the scene.
Interesting. Wow. I'm surprised they didn't go with like a massive dong. I mean, if you know what I mean? Like,
they're just being realistic. I don't know.
I know, it was very realistic, but if I was Dave Franco, I'd be like, give me the big one, put that big one there. Like, people need to know, or like assume, I guess. I don't know. I wouldn't be like, oh, it's pretty standard, Yeah.
It was so funny too. I also read an interview with them that they said that this scene was not nearly as bad as like some further scenes with their arms, just because like length of filming took a lot longer with that. And so they were just kind of like, it wasn't that big of a deal. It's like, what?
That's funny. Yeah. It is a crazy scene where like they start to try to pull apart, and he's like, why are you clenching? Like, why are you clenching? Yeah. She's like, I'm not clenching. Like, get out, and it's really crazy how she knows like somebody's coming. She knows somebody's going to walk in here, a teacher or something like that.
She knows that.
And then the way she's just like, I'm sorry. She like covers his mouth and she's like, I'm sorry. And she just like pushes him back, and you hear just a rip. You hear like a ripping sound. And then he's just like,
like, I was afraid of like what happened.
It definitely rips off some type of skin.
Like what
right?
ripped? Yeah, what got ripped?
You think about this, if you think about the scene in the cave, which is the very beginning of this situation, and just that little bit of sticking, which they were able to pull apart pretty easily, and it caused like a burn or a scar. And then now you're talking about it's been days now, it's way more severe, and they couldn't even like pull apart to begin with. I mean, his dick got to be all tore up.
I thought they were going to go so far as like just tear the whole thing off, and he'd be like,
just like a broken mozzarella.
I was like, is this where we're going here, guys? Just because of what you said, like exactly, like they're like literally doing it in the bathroom, and it's been like 3 days, and you know it's like way more severe. It's like, dude, how far is this gonna go?
They start playing that one song, "Detachable Penis" and shit. Yeah.
So anyway, he gets out. They're injured though, and that's right when I'm moving on. That's right when Jamie's walking up, and so I mean, unfortunately, he does see like Tim hide real quick. So I mean, he knows what's going on, but she comes out and she's bleeding, and so she's like, of course, and so she's just playing it off like, I'm so sorry. I came running in here because I was having like a lady problem and this is the closest bathroom. Like, I am so sorry. So Jamie's just like, okay, like, what the hell?
Yeah, I don't know. I wonder what Jamie thought in that moment. Did he think they were like, he was going like Bloody Mary on her? He was like doing it while she was like on her period, or?
No, I think because he sees his feet real quick. And so I think at first it's like, what the fuck are they doing? This is a school. This is a little boy's restroom. And then seeing her bleeding and knowing that Tim is there, I think he puts it together like, oh, okay.
But you know what though? Like, okay, what? Like
he knows they probably were doing it. But
she's bleeding though. Like, does he think they're doing it while she's on her period? That's what I'm trying to like.
Jamie understands what's happening.
So aggressive.
Maybe. Right, well, how does he know that they visited that cave?
Oh. Now I get what you're saying, because like we don't know yet, but Jamie knows. Oh, okay, okay, all right. Now I get it. Yeah. Okay, all right. That makes sense. All right. I don't know why I was trying to rationalize that. So stupid.
I was like,
fucking dumbass. All right.
He stopped in the bathroom. He's like, it's way too early for this. Come on, what's going on?
I'm like breaking out like a fucking like a biology book and shit, trying to rationalize it. All right, let's keep going.
By the way, was he the principal, or was he just another teacher?
He was just another teacher.
I think he's
because remember later on he says like, I teach my 8th grade students.
Oh,
blah, blah,
right.
Blah, so
okay.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So Millie actually goes to Jamie's house later that day. Like, she's a wreck,
so, like,
and she
she
wants to apologize or whatever. So she gets invited in, and she's like opening up about all the problems they're having and how Tim's been acting. And Jamie goes into a whole spiel about, and I looked up how to say this. It's an ancient Greek comic, Aristophanes, and how Aristophanes is where we get. No, it's different.
I know.
Is where we get the whole, like, better half, or like when I meet someone, I feel like I'm whole. He came up with this whole thing, like, we're actually meant to be apart with somebody to be whole. Which, if you look into that, it actually like was very much kind of a joke. I don't know. I still want to read more about this because I find it fascinating.
Yeah,
but he's like explaining it to her. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll report back so you don't have to.
Well, no, my understanding, let me just throw in here. My understanding is that it's Greek mythology, that they were saying that like Zeus, who they created humans, and they from like a mold where we originally had 4 arms, 4 legs, and 2 heads, but the idea being that they were jealous of humans' potential to take over Mount Olympus and take over power, so they split us up as the perfect being into 2 halves, destined and tortured and cursed to like find each other.
Yeah.
So that's like the idea behind that.
Right. That's the story. But what's interesting about it is that this Aristophanes, he wasn't just like this ancient Greek. He was a comic.
Oh.
What do you mean by comic? You mean like a comedian, or like somebody that draws comics?
Like an ancient Greek comedian.
A comedian?
Yes.
What the fuck?
That's what I was reading.
Fucking weird.
I know.
So that's like, this is like a bit to a punchline he did. This is like a bit to a punchline.
Yeah.
Well, he's like, we're being torn apart. Ba-dum-bum. He's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, because I'd never heard anything like. We learned all about Greek mythology in school multiple years, and I don't remember ever hearing this. So I wonder if it's just like, some funny little thing, that's written down somewhere, and people got their hands on it and took it really seriously.
Yeah.
So anywho,
but good information. Good information we're getting of like what's kind of going on a bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. And so after he goes on the spiel and tells her about all this, he's kind of encouraging her, like, despite everything she's been saying about Tim and like what's been happening, he's like, don't let go of your other half. And then he starts talking about his relationship, and the way he's talking about his partner, we assume that he died.
Past tense, right? Yeah.
Yeah, past tense. And so he's like telling her all about his deceased husband, how that was his other half, and all of a sudden Millie sees Tim like outside of Jamie's house, and he's just like walking around looking all crazy. So he's like disoriented. So she leaves quickly when she spots him.
Before that, though, we do have to say when she came into the house, she did see a picture of them. She saw a picture of them, which it took me multiple viewings to really like analyze the picture and realize like, oh wait, he doesn't kind of look like the people in the picture.
I knew right away, dude.
They're very
too.
Really.
I knew right away.
You guys knew right away just because. Wait, you guys knew right away because you like know what the story's probably going to become, or because
he was
visually
the perfect blend of both of them.
Oh,
one
really?
of them had
one
glasses,
guy's glasses,
one didn't.
the other guy's face.
Oh,
I was like,
okay.
this, and I don't want to jump, but this is why I have issues with the end of this movie, because I'm like, this guy looked exactly like those two people.
We're not there. We're not there yet. We're not there. We can't do it yet. We can't do it because like what you're gonna talk about, it might be a 30-minute conversation.
Oh my god!
But I didn't get it originally. I didn't get it. The picture showing the picture, it held on long enough for me to like see it, but not long enough for me to analyze it. And I wasn't like Greg. I wasn't like pausing my phone and being like, "What is that shit?" You know. But like, yeah, I thought he looked enough to it be ambiguous. I didn't think it was that obvious, but I guess you guys think it's super obvious. But okay, I don't know.
It was enough to plant the seed. Like, oh, that's exactly what happened. And he was so intentionally obtuse about their relationship. He didn't say what happened. He was very vague about it. It was like, okay, he's hiding something. Oh, that's what he's hiding. One of them's tall, one of them's short. The guy that we see before us is kind of like a middle height, and it's like, I was able to like predict it, but like, yeah, okay, I could see how it could be open ended. Yeah.
So she sees Tim. She runs outside.
Yeah. So I mean, they're just a mess. And then
it's kind of crazy though, because after she has this spiel with the Jamie guy, and he's kind of coaxing her into being like, you should work this out. You should like do this. You clearly love each other. Because up to that point, she's like breaking down, being like, I don't know if I want to fucking do this anymore. You know what I mean? She has the scene. Right. She has a scene, I think, a little bit ago where she says something like, I think it's even before they leave for the city. She's like, if we break up now, it won't be as bad if we break up later. Like she's on the fence, I think. But then when she leaves the house, Tim is kind of like, she's almost like, what are you doing here? And he's like, I fucking just need to be near you. Like, I have to say, Dave Franco and Alison Brie are really great in this as acting. Yeah. Like, really I mean, like, we already talked about their chemistry. Of course, they're married. They have like automatic chemistry, but just like this scene is like a really good scene where he's just like genuinely like, I just fucking want to be near you. And then she like pauses and he like puts his hand like near her hand and they just like hold hands. Like, it was just like a really good scene where it's just like they're being pulled together, but like she does like really love him though too.
Yeah, I mean, because think about it. It's like she loves him. She does just want to be loved back by him. But he's had so many years of like probably being in a deep depression where he's stepped away from her and she hasn't felt that. And so she's like trying to get him back and he's kind of empty and not there. But then when this starts to happen, he's physically like, oh, I need to be with you, but still mentally not there. Which is probably so confusing to her. Like, do you want me or do you not?
Maybe this movie isn't meant to be called Together. Maybe it's meant to be called To Get Her. You ever think about that?
How long you been sitting on that one, Greg?
At least half an hour. It's like one in the...
That's funny, yeah. Well, another thing, too, up to this point is, like, I think Tim's character, Dave Franco's character, like, he knows something's up. He knows, like, something's going on, but she doesn't yet. She doesn't know something's going on yet.
Yeah. And so actually, this next nighttime scene is another like example of that.
Yeah, I know.
So she's like upstairs sleeping in bed, and he's downstairs in his little like office den area on his computer. And they have these glass doors, and he's hearing noises upstairs, like, oh, what is she doing? And all of a sudden, and you only see this through like the cloudy glass, right? What's that kind of glass called again? The frosted
tempered glass, I think.
Yeah, tempered.
Something like that, yeah. Mm-hmm.
She comes floating downstairs and then is like hovering by the doors, which are closed, and just starts banging,
like vibrating against it. Yeah. Yeah, and he falls down because he's scared, and then like her body
Yeah.
goes down to his level, and then he stands
Yeah.
up, and then her body like raises to his level. Like there, it has to be like where he is. Like it's just following each other like a magnet, you know. And then he comes closer to it, and then she's like closer, and then it's the point where it finally flips to the other side where you see her, and like you said, she's like levitating off the ground, vibrating against this thing violently, and then I think he's just like, what the fuck, like, or something like that, and he just like opens them. And then like she like falls on him, right? She like falls on him, and he's like, babe, wake up, wake up, wake up. And she won't wake up, so he just like slaps her.
He slaps
her to wake her up, and she's like, what the fuck? Like, what are you doing?
And he's
like, what are you doing?
Now she's getting slapped by him after he wants to like be near. It's like, you know, she's pissed. She's done with this shit.
Yeah, because like I said, she just doesn't know anything's wrong. All she knows is she went to bed and she woke up and he's smacking her. But from his perspective, everything that's been going on, he knows something's up. She's clearly like doing this in front of his eyes, and that's when he's just like, this is not normal, like what is going on right now? And he's like, you need to like believe something's wrong.
Yeah so I think this might be when he goes to the doctor. Maybe he went earlier, but anyway, he's, you know, he's got his like anti-anxiety like muscle relaxer pills, and then I forget how this comes to be, but oh yes, it was the scene. So he's at the doctor, and the doctor is the one that mentions, oh, that's where you live? Like there was a couple that went missing in that area.
Yeah.
And he was like, bingo, like, okay. So he gets the names of these people from the doctor, goes home, gets on his computer, and then starts to like dig and find out that yes, like the couple did live in the area. They went on the exact same hike from their Facebook photos, and he could tell because he could see the bell in the photo.
Yeah.
And then
so
they were
knows,
just
like,
missing.
Something. Yeah. Right.
So he's connecting it like whatever happened to them is like what's happening to us.
Yeah.
But yeah, Millie like does not believe him at all. She's just
not yet.
shit. Yeah. So they're not doing great that evening. They're sleeping in separate rooms, and this is when it really just.
This is when she finally realizes what's happening in this scene.
Yeah.
This is like such a great fucking sequence. You guys know my thing with body horror, like fucking I don't know if it's called body horror. It's contortionist like horror.
Weird.
Like I have this weird thing where like any type of movie where somebody is like their body is moving in an unnatural way, whether it's like zombies or it's like a paranormal movie where they're like their arms are like in the wrong places and stuff like that, double jointed people and shit like that, freaks me the fuck out. So this sequence right here is like, like you said, they go to bed separately. Tim wakes up and he's being pulled down the hallway towards her bedroom with like unable to stop. He's trying to put his hands down, but then his body like pulls his hands to his chest to like stop him. Yeah. And then he tried to put his feet against the walls to stop him. He can't stop pulling. And then he finally gets to a point where he's like stationarying himself on the ground. And then he looks up to her room now, and her door is starting to like vibrate now. And you're like, what the fuck? And then her door opens, and all you see, again, great lighting in these shots, great like use of darkness, is like her kind of shadow tumble out. It was like backwards, guys, right? It was backwards, right? It was.
You could tell she was trying to stay in her room, and it kept pulling her out to the hallway.
She's coming out like backwards, almost like the Exorcist, walking on her back. I mean, this must have been definitely some type of contortionist they hired in this sequence.
Oh yeah, it's like I don't think she could do boy pops out of the box backwards.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So she comes out backwards, and then she does like a weird side flip, and then like her arms and joints are all bent out, and her legs are like that. And then she finally like falls on the ground, and then it's like you could tell like that part probably wasn't Alison Brie. Now it's Alison Brie again, and she's like awake now, and she's almost like, "What's going on? Like, what is happening?" This is finally like she's realizing like, "Oh shit, something is not normal right now."
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Do you want to say, Greg,
and they get pulled? Yeah, Greg,
go for it.
You do it.
Well, no, I was just like kind of relieved because I know that she wasn't experiencing what he was up until this point. Like he was the one, like he was getting these cravings to be like near her, around her, and she wasn't feeling it. And I kept getting pissed off because like they were sitting at the dinner table, and she was like, "You're crazy. What are you talking about? Sleeping in the room." And I was getting like mad. So like the moment where like now this whatever is causing them to be like magnetized toward each other, she's like awake and feeling it. I was kind of like, thank you. Now can you
finally.
And it's like, but it's funny to see how they react in different ways. So their bodies are being like pulled like together in the hallway, and then like honestly, the unexpected happens. I guess. I mean, we knew something would happen when you finally make contact, but like their fingers like
Oof.
interlinked. It's like they like touch, they grab each other, but then what you see, and it's really great special effects. Actually, I don't think it was like part CGI, part practical. I can't really tell. But
yeah.
Their hands like go into each other's hands, and their arms
like
go into
under
each
their
other's
skin.
arms.
Yeah.
And it was just like it was really gross because I mean, like again, you're sort of imagining yourself in that situation, and it doesn't honestly like you were commenting in our Discord thread, Laura. Like, I don't care how much you love your significant other, that's fucking gross. You're like, I don't know you that close.
Yeah, exactly.
Can I tell you guys something funny? When I went to see this movie in theaters by myself, I don't know what this person was thinking, but you guys know like you can pick your seats, right, in theaters now?
Yeah.
More or less in most theaters. And like if you ever see somebody sitting by themselves in the theater, like when you pick your seat, you don't sit right next to them, right? You don't pick the seat right next to them, right? You skip a space, right?
Oh, it's like the bathroom urinal. Like the rule is you skip one.
So when I went to see the movie, I picked my seat. I'm sitting by myself thinking nobody's going to sit next to me, right? I'm by myself. I'm one seat. They're going to go two over or one over, right? Some motherfucker in an almost empty theater sits right fucking next to me. And I was like, what the fuck, dude?
I would have been horrified.
It was fucking weird. Yeah, so like what I did
he put his arm out?
What I did was I waited. I didn't know exactly what was going to happen in this movie, but I was like irritated enough and I had a kind of a plan in my head. I'm going to fuck with this guy. When this scene happened, I like put my arm over on the armrest and just started touching the side of his arm.
You didn't.
I did.
Are you serious?
And I just like nudged there on the side of his arm for a bit, like while this scene is going on. You know, I didn't like vibrate it or anything like that, but I just kind of like nudged it over a bit so it's like touching his skin, and I could feel him starting to move away, and I would like put it closer again.
No way.
to the point where the guy, I don't know if he was older or younger. I really couldn't like tell because it was dark theater. He like got up and he like moved his seat over.
Oh my god.
No freaking way.
I was just like, you're gonna pick this seat right next to me in an almost empty theater. God. There was like multiple seats open everywhere. It was really weird. So I'm like, I'm gonna fuck with you right now. This scene, I'm gonna put my arm next to you. So yeah, he moved over and I didn't hear anything. The rest of him,
dude, like that's so out of pocket. But honestly, he deserved that. This is like
kind of
You ever just have lunch in your car in the parking lot in an empty parking lot, and someone parks right next to you.
Yeah, all the empty spots you got to go right next to.
He deserved that, dude.
He did.
That's wild for you to even attempt.
I guess like in retrospect, like that was 50-50 shot that guy was gonna be like, oh, I'm into this. All right, you know, like I didn't even think about that.
If he interlaced his fingers with
I know,
yours?
right?
Like, what would
I
you have done?
like, I might have ended up in the bathroom like them in this movie. I don't know, shit. I didn't think about that outcome, but so that was funny though. I thought that was
you should have whispered in his ear, do you have your learner's permit?
What the fuck?
Okay, this is getting weird.
All right. Off topic. I thought it was a funny story. Greg's making it creepy. Okay,
it was really funny.
All right, yeah. So their like hands are intertwined, and like their skin, they're going underneath each other's skin. They're both freaking out. She's like, "What are we gonna do?" And
they're trying to like pull away, but it's almost like he figures out that the more they resist, the like stronger it is, and so he gets the idea like, let's take. Oh my god, this scene is so funny.
It is. He's like a funny
let's take
scene.
My like muscle relaxer anti-anxiety pills.
He just screams like muscle relaxers.
Yeah.
And then she's like, and then the drawer.
They fucking start snorting at them.
Yeah, he crushes them on the floor.
It's a pretty like funny. I mean, there are a lot of funny moments in this movie, and I really like them. Like they're really well like done by them. I don't know how much of it is improv or not because they're really great actors together. Yeah. But yeah, she pulls out the pills and they're like just eating them like crazy. She's like, how many? Yeah. He's like, just take them all. And then it's the point where he's like, if we snort them faster, they'll work. And they're like crushing them and snorting them and licking them. And it's a kind of a funny
scene. And it worked, right? Like it showed them starting to like pull apart a little bit.
Yeah. Pull apart
then they lose consciousness.
But then they pass out.
But then they pass out, right?
Yeah. And then before
I move on to the next scene, was it okay having the humor mixed in on this movie versus like when we talked about Weapons?
Good question.
I mean, my big thing with Weapons was like I loved all the humor in that movie until the end. I didn't want humor at the end of a movie.
Oh,
so in this movie, I'm completely for it. You can put in humor in movies, like I had said in that review, like Jordan Peele does really well. Put humor in there. It gives good relief in scary moments, and it kind of breaks things up a bit. So I really like that. And I thought everything in this movie was pretty funny. What about you, Greg, in this scene specifically?
So this is a great question because I was instantly thinking about weapons with this. Like, so I loved the humor of them crushing up the pills and them snorting the muscle relaxers on the floor. That was funny. But there was a moment in the next scene where I didn't like it, and I thought it absolutely turned me off when they were trying to separate.
Let's get to that then. So they wake up, right, Laura? They wake up.
Well, he wakes up.
That's true. I forgot. Yeah, he wakes up.
And
that's true.
He is tied to a chair.
Yeah.
And he's like, what the F? And it's Allison Brie. She's like, drink this whiskey. She's shoving whiskey down his throat. And she's got a freaking, like, what is it? Like a buzzsaw, like chainsaw. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And he looks down and their arms are fused together. And she is about to unfuse them together.
Yeah. It seems like they were able to get their hands apart, but it has conjoined like their forearms. Their forearms still have like a skin together. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So she saws through them. So what was the funny part in this scene? I'm trying to remember.
I don't know the actual quote, but she says something along the lines like right before she's about to do the actual sawing, she pauses and she says something along the lines of, "Hey, I'm sorry that you were right," or like, she says some kind of like reconciling, like it was meant to be like slapstick.
It was a funny bit. It was a funny bit because it was a pause. Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I actually like, I gave it a pass. I was like, okay, that's fine. But I was a little bit turned off. I mean, you're about to cut through your skin and probably bleed to death. And like, I don't know, like maybe you're trying to add some like, levity to it. But like, I don't know. I thought it was weird. It didn't seem to fit. I thought it was too much, even though the last scene they gave us a little bit. But, I gave it a pass. It didn't bother me too much.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, so she does it. She separates them, and then she's like, I'm taking us to the hospital. We got to go to the hospital. But then she realizes that she's left her keys at Jamie's house, because she left in like such a rush or whatever. So Tim tells her like, I will wait for you. You go get the keys or whatever. But when she leaves, he's like,
it's a funny moment though.
I need to fucking figure this out.
Yeah, because right away he tells her, we need to go back to the cave. Like, we need to go back there. There's it has to do with this. There's, answers there, blah, blah, blah. And then she's like, oh, wait, I need to go get the keys. And then he's like, okay, I'll stay here. And she's like, she just looks at him and she's like, don't do anything stupid. And he's like, oh no, of course not. And then of course she leaves and he just like bolts. He bolts to the house for like rope and shit like that.
Yeah. So he goes to the cave. And what he finds in the cave is he finds those two missing people. Their names were Simon and Carrie. And they are partially fused together. Yeah. But they have fused into some kind of like grotesque humanoid.
Like the Thing, or like, it almost looked like the Substance.
Much like the
Elizabeth Monstro. I think
it looked like the Substance.
A lot like the Substance, yes. And he sees that the Simon, the guy, is dead and like has a knife in his throat. So he figures out like, okay, they were resisting it and he died. And now look at what they became. Like, because he killed himself like or she killed him, whatever, during the actual fusion.
Because also at the same time, it's flashing back and forth between him in the cave and her with the Jamie guy in the house. Right. She goes to get the keys and she goes in the house and she's like, I'm trying to find these keys. Where are you? And she hears like something playing on the TV. She goes into this back room and she sees Jamie, which talked about this earlier. He said like, I wanted to show her his wedding video. Yeah. It's their wedding video of him and his partner. And it's just like two people in like white robes. And it looks kind of like a normalish wedding to start, like they're wearing white robes. That's cool, And then like they're exchanging rings and everything, and you're like, oh, okay, it's still like not that bad, I guess. Yeah. And then it goes to like, oh wait, and it shows on the background, they zoom up into the church walls, and it's the same image you've seen in the cave, which is that like double-sided person with two heads and four arms, and back to the Greek mythology.
Rob's like, this is still pretty normal for a normal wedding.
And I'm like, oh, well, that's so cute. Look at that. That's so cute.
Then they cut their arms. I did that at my wedding too. That's normal.
Yeah, but then it goes like creepy too, where it's like they're opening some type of like basement doors, and then they're going down, and then the camera switches to like a green, like what is it called, like night vision. And I thought that was a creepy shot though. So they're going down there, and then then
you're like, okay, I draw the line at night vision.
Night vision out down. Yeah, and then you really realize, oh shit, they're in the fucking cave, because you see the hole in the ground, and you see the picture, and then like you said, like, you know, they like cut their arms like right at the wrist, and they like hold each other like that, and then they start kissing, and you can start to see that they're starting to kind of like come together a bit.
Yeah, it probably speeds it up when they're like open, right?
That's what he says, because then at this point when she's like freaking out, she's like, what the fuck? Jamie is behind her like in the dark, and he comes out, and he's like telling her like, oh, like the story
you
about
this and that, and
Tim, you have to fuse, and you like, he's like, if you resist it, it doesn't like go properly, or being open makes it go faster, or something like that, he says, right, Greg?
Yeah, like, wow. Now that I didn't even think about that. So like he comes in and like a little blade comes out of his wedding ring, and he slices her forearm. I actually think this is probably metaphorical. Like he basically says, yeah, if you try to resist the merge, when you do merge, you're not going to be like a healthy whole.
I think that's what happened to the people in the cave, right?
And he's saying like, if you don't resist it, you willfully choose to be one, you'll splice and fuse properly. Yeah. Which is why he cuts her, and like, you know, it almost like, I think it like sort of, it's a metaphor for like allowing yourself to be like probably vulnerable like with your partner, and that's how you come together as one. Hell if I know.
Yeah.
Hell if I know.
But then this was the weird part. She like hits him over the head. And doesn't he like start to split?
That
There's a split second. I caught this on the fourth watch. Yeah, when she hits him in the head, she's like running away, and it's showing like a far view of him. And yeah, his face is kind of like separate a bit. Not a lot, but a bit.
But why would her hitting him?
Yeah, someone explain that.
So like I was trying to think about this, like why it would do that. It seems to me that like once you join, it's not permanent. So like you're
it's like a choice.
You're all yes and no. You're always being pulled together forever, constantly pulled together. So you're being held together. But you can be like, I guess, unpulled. You could be like pulled apart by something, I guess, apparently hitting you,
like
or
T-1000
something like that
from Terminator 2, or
I guess in that moment. So I think when she hit him, like it kind of like broke the, remember they talk about it's a connection between the brain and the body. So maybe her hitting him in the head caused a disconnect of the brain and the body, so it made him start to split a bit. Maybe the other person, I don't really know. I mean, they don't go into a lot of lore of like what's happening here. Like when you join together, is it your two minds have control? Does one person have full control and know everything? So at this moment when they hit, did the other person actually be like, fuck this, I don't want to do this anymore, I'm trying to get out of here? I don't know. They don't really get into that, but there is a split second where you do see like there is two things there.
Right. So she like hits him, you know, because he's cut her arm, she's freaked out, she runs out, and you know, Tim's in the driveway, and he is telling her about like the creature that he saw in the cave and like what could happen to them. And so he's basically saying like, I'm just going to kill myself. I'm going to kill myself now. So that
it's never going to stop. Yeah.
It's never going to stop. So I'm just going to kill myself before we start fusing. So that way you don't end up like that grotesque monster that he saw. But then, you know, she is bleeding out from her
bleeding
arm.
too much.
Like she's dying.
I think he literally hit like a vein. I think he hit like the artery in her arm.
Exactly. So Tim saves her, and he saves her by putting his arm up to her wound, and they start to fuse there. So she like heals, right?
Yeah,
he like heals her.
I didn't get this until, again, the fourth watch of this movie.
That's like the magic number.
That is the magic number for me. You guys need to watch it a couple more times. But like my big thing in this scene, the first couple times I watched it, was like, why? Like, why would they join? Like, why would they willfully do this now? Like, they've been trying to not do this forever. Like, nobody's finding a solution anymore. Why are they willfully doing it now? And I didn't catch it until, like I said, the fourth watch was like, she's going to die either way. She's cut so deep. She's lost so much blood in this moment. He has to make the choice of saving her and them pretty much joining or letting her die and him being alone forever. And so like he makes the choice to save her and be with her together forever like this in that moment. I didn't catch it the first couple times. I was just thinking, why are they fucking doing this? Why are they willfully going along? I didn't catch it until like it's like,
well, because they spent the whole movie trying to not do it.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was confused. But then I realized, oh wait, he wants to save her. He doesn't want her to die. That's why he like did it.
And she doesn't want to die. And then, I mean, I also think that like, obviously neither of them want it, but as it's happening, they accept it, but they do love each other. Like they do.
Yeah, so, they do pretty much say like, I want to be with you forever. It was kind of a
choice. Yeah. They really do love each other despite everything. And so we have this really crazy scene where they're both naked and they're dancing to Become One by the Spice Girls, which was like
song. Yeah.
So funny that it was that song and so perfect at the same time. And they're fusing and they're not resisting it, which means it's going to properly work. And what a crazy.
It goes back to like the special effects and prosthetic effects in this. It's mostly special effects when they kind of go full body. But it's just like, their bones are kind of going underneath each other's skin and stuff, and they're like just making out, and then it goes into their lips are connected, and then it goes to the eye scene, which you've seen in posters.
With the eyelashes,
their eyes and eyelashes like fusing together, which is fucking crazy.
Yes.
So they both just kind of give in, which makes the process go smoothly. It doesn't turn into that grotesque monster, but they both give in and they do it. So they're together. They're, what are we calling them?
They're together.
What are we calling them?
So she had mentioned that her parents were coming to visit like a few times throughout the movie. So now we see the parents are pulling up, her parents, and they're getting out of the car and they're like excited to see the new house or whatever. And the door opens up. Before that though, you have to say when they're pulling up, they're panning up to the door and you see the bell. The bell is on their door. The same bell that was on that was on Jamie's house. The same bell that was on the crazy church. Like, so they're like they're with this now. Like clearly, you know. Well, I mean, they let it happen.
I guess you have to, but yeah. So then, you said, Laura, the door opens.
The door opens.
You get the reveal,
and we get the reveal of Tamili, Mim, whatever we're calling this. This person who is a combination of
we expected this, right? Did you guys
I didn't expect this.
How could you not expect it?
I told you guys, looking at the picture of Jamie, I didn't really connect like what's happening and like they're gonna like look like a conjoined person to me. I never took that.
I fully knew it was gonna be them combined. But Jamie was like a real life person and looked so much like those two photos. I was super disappointed with this like part CGI.
It's not CG. This is not CG. This is the big thing online right now. Everybody's saying it was CG, it was special effects, it was not a real person. They're like, no, it's just a person they casted. They casted somebody that's what they said. Okay. Did you research it?
Yes, I sure did.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. You got the prosthetic penis stuff. Okay. All right.
To create the merged version of Tim and Millie, who the crew nicknamed Tilly.
There you go. Tilly.
That makes sense. Right. Effects supervisor used a digital effects program to create a face that could be identified as, a combo of the couple. And then with that as a reference, what they did was, so Allison Brie filmed wearing a wig and like makeup, contacts in her eyes, and then afterwards they put those dots to do the motion tracking on Dave Franco. And so then he was filmed in like the same scene, same location. And so they used his like jaw and lips. They digitally added that.
Oh, so they should have done with what Rob said. It's just like found a random person that looked similar.
Thank you. 1,000,000%. I was super into this movie. I was loving it. I do not like body horror, and I'm so proud of myself because I really like The Substance and I really like this. And I'm like, man, this is just like, and I love them. But those like last 3 seconds of that reveal, which I was fully expecting, no. What you couldn't you could have just found someone that like kind of looked like them. You couldn't have just added a
like
few
honestly, like the average viewer is not going to be like, hey, by the way, this isn't a perfect 50-50 split.
Yeah.
This is like a 45-55. Hell no. Like no one's going to say that.
So like it looked fake.
It was weird, and also like the voice was really weird. The voice was
it was like a mix of the two.
The voice was like, why? Hi. It was like, hi. It was so odd. It was just I mean, this goes back to like our weapons review, Laura. Like the end of a movie, like really like hits you with a lot of what you think of that movie. You can love 99%, but that 1%, if it's at the very end, it fucking really matters a lot.
Yeah. The very last thing. I mean, oh my God.
Well, what about like practicality purposes? Were you guys not? This is what I was thinking. Like, so what happens next? You're gonna be like, hey, mom, hey, dad. Like, I'm a split version.
I know.
Logistics,
Like, what
logistics.
are they? Yeah,
logistics are weird. Yeah, I don't even know how you.
Like the car's out of the driveway. Like, what do you? And all the stuff is still in the house. I'm like,
yeah. What are you gonna say? Like, oh,
yeah.
Oh, we just had a bad night.
I don't even know. I would have been like, I got into a car accident. This is my new face. Like, I don't know what to say. Like,
I probably would have said something like, oh, yeah, Tim left, and I miss him so much that I like got surgery to look like him. I don't know. I don't even know.
That would make sense too. I guess that makes sense too.
Like just so weird.
Yeah, but the logistics.
I was cracking up because Dave Franco and Alison Brie have said before that they're just like they don't plan on having children or whatever. Like that's been like a known fact with them, and apparently they said that after this they're like, we are not having children. Like
they know what their kids are gonna look like.
That. Yeah.
Look like a little gargoyle. Yeah. Oh man.
It was that last ending. It was a bummer.
To be honest with you guys, like the fourth time I watched this movie, this is my running thing. The fourth time I watched this movie, I stopped the movie before I saw it again. Like to me, like the best way they could have ended this movie, besides just casting a person, would be leave it fully ambiguous. Like, don't even show who it is. Them. Like, have the parents go up to the door, knock. All you show is, like, the door, like, opening, and all you hear is a voice. That's it. End it right there.
But not that voice.
Not that voice. A normal, not computer-generated, weird algorithm voice. Yeah, don't show it. Just leave it ambiguous. If you leave it ambiguous, it's up to the viewer to depict in their mind what they want to see, which 100% is going to be right and correct. You know what I mean? Yeah. But they didn't do that. They showed this like, CG thing. I mean, yeah, really the ending is what online people say ruined the movie for them, which...
Yes. Well, it didn't ruin it for me, but it just like, I was really digging this movie until the very end.
Two things like kind of ruined the last 10 minutes for me. It was like when they were trying, when their bodies were magnetizing together, like outside, and they were like, what do we do about this? Like, one was when he decided to like do this callback and like
the proposal
to her, like the hell was that?
Yeah,
it was like this is how this is gonna fix us, and then he has this like come to Jesus moment where he realized that he needs her, and he's just been like prematurely acting on his own, and he loves her. Like I thought that was like very vapid, horrible callback, and then when she was like, promise me you'll make our final post BRB dying. I was like, oh, dude, that was like, that sounds like a 60-year-old, like going on Instagram and trying to like write like what they think social media says. I just, I don't know. I didn't like the humor, or I didn't like that. Like that. I was like really into this movie actually, despite everything, despite the body horror up until like this scene. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
So the whole ending really didn't get you at all then?
Nah.
Like even the proposal part you didn't like, and then the person they showed you were like in the...
Oh no, like the voice that was basically it's on the two voices just overlaid on top of each other.
Yeah.
You should just cast somebody like random,
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah. It sucks too. Yeah.
I know.
All right. So what are we doing? Rating, Laura? Are we doing rating for this?
How many quesadillas?
Yeah.
How many quesadillas? Wow, I like it. I like it. I'm getting hungry. I'm getting hungry tonight, man.
I know. Me too. I really want a gooey quesadilla now.
I know, shit.
Yeah. How many quesadillas you guys get?
And are you sharing it with your neighbor that's sitting in your chair in the theater?
Are you rubbing forearms while you eat quesadillas? That's funny. Who should go first, Laura? Who should go first?
How about you, Rob?
You go first? Yeah, so for me, I mean, I really dig like almost everything with this movie. Like the humor I laugh at. I mean, the body horror stuff is cool. I like, of course, the actors. I like the characters. Like you said, Laura, I really like them to begin with, so it's pretty hard for me not to like the movie in general. I would just recommend anybody watching, like, fucking turn it off 10 seconds early. Like, don't see the end thing. Just end it, and fucking you have a pretty damn good movie. So yeah, for my 3 watches where I saw the ending, I would say this movie is like a 3.5. Like the ending kind of like ruins like seeing that shit. But the 4th time I watched it, when I stopped at 10 seconds early, man, this movie is a 4.5. If you don't see like the end little CGI character they created, and you leave it kind of ambiguous to what they're gonna be and look like, it's solid. I really like this movie. Yeah. 4.5 quesadillas. Wow. Yeah.
Dang, that's huge. Actually.
Yeah, I really dig it. Wow. I really dig it. Yeah.
I want 4.5 quesadillas right now. It sounds really good.
Okay. All right. There you go. Mm-hmm.
All right, Greg. What about you? How many quesadillas you giving this?
Oh man, it's like pros and cons. Like pros, I think the one thing that we didn't really talk about is like, for being a pretty simple story, just them two, there were actually quite a few storylines, and I like that. You had like the missing couple, you had her school and her career, his music and his friends, the neighbor teacher and his dead husband, or the mystery behind that, them together. You also had the cult. Like, you had a lot of stuff woven into it for being a simple story, and I appreciated that. I like that. Like negatives, some of the silly stuff, like who the hell is drinking that water? I didn't like that. Like, and again, like, you guys know me, I don't like when things feel forced. I like when it feels organic in a movie. And I felt like the callbacks to like the Spice Girl record, when she was like talking to her friend about, hey, their first date, he bought me a Spice Girls record. That felt forced. It felt very expositional, and him like proposing to her with that like empty clamshell box felt unnecessary. So I didn't like that. It's like when you put those, when you splice those two together, I'd probably give it like three quesadillas.
3?
Yeah.
Okay, not that bad.
That's
then.
still pretty good.
3? Yeah, it's still pretty good. Yeah. All right, Laura, where you at?
I'm gonna give it a 4. I really liked it, and even though the ending like infuriated me, the rest of the movie I thought was pretty solid. And the reason I'm giving it a 4 is because it's one of those movies where like, I wanted you guys to see it right away. I could see myself telling friends like, oh, I really want you to watch this movie. I'll watch it with you. And I'm like, that's a 4. That's a 4 right there. Like, I want people to see this. I want to watch it with them, even with the ending, which I wish we could, I don't know, do something different, because it's ridiculous.
Rearrange
but
it.
I'm going to try to not let the last 10 seconds ruin the whole movie for me. So
Yeah. Okay, 4, nice. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, good one.
Good picks.
We did it, guys. We did it.
Yeah.
Let's all fuse together, guys. I wonder what that would look like.
I don't want to fuse with you guys.
If we were gonna fuse, Laura, would you be in the Laura? Would you be in the middle of the fuse? Or you want to be on the outside of the fuse?
I don't think there's a middle and an outside. I think
if there's like 3 of us, it's a sandwich. You got to do a sandwich fuse. What, are we going to stand on top of each other?
No, we can all approach it at the same angle.
Oh, like a triangle, like that, like a triangle. Yeah. Well, Greg can design that. He can design that shit on a piece of paper. Yeah, okay, all right.
All right, that'll be my next step. Artwork and all.
Right. Please don't draw the 3
Oh, Greg, you got to do that, dude. You got to do that, dude. Get your pen out. No. Maybe not tonight, dude, but you got to do a conjoined conjecture pod image. Drop that online.
As long as we're not doing it naked, please.
Oh, Greg, we got to be naked.
You have to be. What
you got to be naked.
Are your clothes gonna?
Yeah, clothes aren't gonna conjoin. No. Come on.
Not part of it.
God.
Come on, Greg.
That's crazy.
Yeah, give me a big.
We're gonna conjoin in the bathroom stall.
Oh my god, no.
Oh, that was fun.
All right, I'm wrapping this up. It's like 2 a.m.
Right. We're gonna wrap it up too. Apparently.
No, I'm going raw dog.
Absolutely not with this conversation.
That's what happens when we record too late.
Oh my lord.
All right. End it, Laura. Let's go. End it.
To everyone listening, subscribe, rate, and review if you dare this podcast everywhere you listen. Follow and contact us on Instagram and TikTok at Conjecturing Pod. And follow Rob, because he's famous.
Yeah, follow me, Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky, at the RL Rights. Hopefully working on a short horror film right now. It might be, by this time this episode releases, it might be done filming. So might have some updates about production, pre-production, and post-production, and see when it's going to get out. So yeah, follow me for updates. Yep.
Nice.
All right. Yep. Until next time, remember, horror is subjective, so conjecture away.
Conjecture away.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
See you guys.